Supreme Court could fire Jack Smith from special counsel role. We all know this is a sham investigation. They throwing everything at the wall to see what stick to try to take out Trump. We all know that. And people got whiff of some of the shenanigans that Jack Smith been pulling, the unconstitutional shenanigans, and the Supreme Court could get rid of this guy, and that would definitely blow up this sham case. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. All right, so let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from Slate News, Nick Hamilton. He reports that justices on the United States Supreme Court appear to be considering that Jack Smith could be fired from his powerful role as special counsel on the J6 case. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas appears to be open to the idea that Smith's appointment as special counsel was unconstitutional. The SCOTUS is currently hearing arguments from President Donald Trump's lawyers that his alleged misconduct was covered by presidential immunity. Tons of scholars say this, because if they didn't have presidential immunity, they could bring up Obama on charges. Remember when he circumvented the Constitution and bombed American civilians? No trial, no jury, no nothing. But presidential immunity protected him from that. And what about George W. Bush? Just the same. He could be brought up on charges for the stuff that he did when he was president. So we know that presidential immunity exists, and just because it's Donald Trump, they're trying to pretend that it doesn't. But furthermore, Trump's lawyers are arguing that Jack Smith's appointment as special counsel is illegitimate on constitutional grounds. During a hearing, Thomas asked Trump's attorney, John Sawyer, quote, "Do you, in this litigation, challenge the appointment of special counsel?" Sawyer responded by saying that they, quote, "have done so in the Southern District of Florida case." We totally agree with the analysis provided by Attorney General Meese and Attorney General Mukasey. He added, I killed that name, I apologize. But Meese and Mukasey or whatever are formerly attorney generals who filed an amicus brief on Trump's behalf. Thomas' inquiry makes it clear that he has read the brief. It also suggests that Thomas is considering, we're talking about Clarence Thomas, the Supreme Court Justice, is considering the possibility that Smith's appointment violated the Constitution's appointment clause. If Thomas is asking these questions, it's very likely that that the rest of the Supreme Court bench will be considering these arguments as the case goes on. The appointments clause states that the president, quote, shall nominate and with the advice of consent of the Senate, shall appoint ambassadors, other public ministers, and consuls, judges of the Supreme Court, and all other officers of the United States. The clause continues, quote, Congress may by law vest the appointment of such inferior officers as they think proper in the president alone, in the courts of law, or in the heads of departments. With that refresher, the Constitution asserts that Smith has no legitimacy. He was not nominated by the president and confirmed by the Senate. So who put this guy in charge then? If it's supposed to be nominated by the president, the Senate's supposed to confirm, then why does this guy have a case here? So that's a great point. He was appointed to his position by Biden's AG Merrick Garland. According got the Constitution. What they mistyped this here. Garland has no authority. I guess they say according to the Constitution, they should say. Garland has no authority to appoint Smith as special counsel. Facts. You saw it there. The Smith was not a member of the Department of Justice either. He was a private citizen, not a public servant who was confirmed by the Senate. It's clear that Smith's appointment was not conducted properly and violates the appointments clause of the Constitution. It's clear. It's clear. It has to be nominated by the president, and it has to be voted on by the Senate. I mean, it's clear cut. And this issue has been largely overlooked so far. However, that may quickly change now that Justice Thomas is asking tough questions. Those questions will likely have Smith's team panicking. I can see his face now. And the Supreme Court already appears poised to side with Trump's arguments that he has presidential immunity. Smith being disqualified from his position would simply be a humiliating blow to the Democrats. Nevertheless, the Constitution must be respected, but we know that the left do not respect the Constitution. In fact, they want to get rid of the Constitution. We even see some people on the right with the anti-Semitism bill who wants to get rid of the Constitution. So the Constitution must be adhered to, and it must be protected at all costs. But let me know what you think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.